What's going on, y'all? This gonna be like a short ass review for Real Housewives of New Jersey. After watching Power, girl, I really don't give a shit. Okay, first of all, tennis was on during the show, so the show came on 30 minutes after it was supposed to come on, and it really was a dull episode until the end when Teresa and Jacqueline got into it somewhat, and both of them were wrong. If you ask me, both of them were wrong. Teresa, you did kind of bring this shit up, and you do play victim. Okay, I like you, I love you, whatever you want to call that shit, but you do play victim, and it is what it is. So basically, Siggy and her kids, the little girl get in trouble because she's on her phone too much and she had another detention for being on her phone. And the kids is basically saying, Mama, when they go out to eat, you don't listen, okay? We don't be on our phone when we at daddy house, but we got to be on our phones and shit because you don't listen to us and it's your world and all this shit. And she finna have a little breakdown and all this stuff. And it was whatever. Dolores and her family, she trying to work on this gym. They open up this gym. Her ex-husband used to be like Mr. Universe or some shit. He's a bodybuilder, whatever. And he got like 6 gyms, and she talking about the daughter with the veterinarian stuff, and the dog is sick and passing kidney stones and having kidney failures and all this shit. It's just a lot. Okay. I was just like, poor doggy. Okay. I felt bad for the dog. I really did. You know, um who else? Jacqueline basically was getting ready for Teresa and them to come over and have, this little dinner, this little get together. She had I think Siki come over with the kids and they talking about it, and Siki of course is cool, liking the fact that everybody's getting along, and Ashley come out there. Y'all know Ashley pregnant, right? She pregnant around, I think I heard that somewhere. But anyway, so, it was cute seeing, Melissa having the kids, Gino and Joey out there in the little fashion show, and Melania and Antonia and Melania and Teresa out there in the audience supporting the kids, and everybody going out to dinner, and then the little boy saying I love everybody at the table. It was cute. They had a real cute moment and I loved it. I'm liking the fact that, Teresa and Melissa are getting along. That's one thing that I do fuck with. But it seemed like, Melissa's still trying to find her foot, and she had to tell Joe, I mean, for the most part, the relationship is going better than it used to be going, but I'm just trying to get to the point where I can just outwardly tell her that I don't agree with some of the stuff that she's saying without her getting pissed off. And Joe was like, fuck that. If she get pissed off, she get pissed off. That's what family do. You have to call people out on their shit regardless. That don't mean that you don't fuck with them. You just got to call them out on their bullshit. You can't be yes men and yes women all the goddamn time just because it's fucking Teresa. Like, call a bitch out. So we get to this damn party. Mind you, Joe, Teresa's husband, never had an issue with Chris. They was like best buds. Because as soon as they get over there, they link up like this and go away from them and let them fucking talk, okay? They having a good time. They laughing, drinking, doing all that stuff. Girl, it started off okay, with Jacqueline and Teresa. And next thing you know, shit went so far left. I'm sitting here like, wait a minute, did I miss something? They was just talking and talking, and next thing you know, Teresa's talking about, yeah, that's why I have to, cut certain people out of my life, and, they was a little bit toxic and all this stuff, and, like, back then, I had to cut Melissa out, and, that's why we probably didn't get along and all this stuff, because the last time we came over here, I was being attacked, and then she said, Jacqueline was like, hold up, hold up. I said, oh, Lord, here we go. She was like, no, girl, you had your own issue with Melissa. You had your own issue with me. You had your own issue with Caroline, okay? And Jacqueline was like, here this bitch go again with this victim mentality. Okay, so let me tell you something. Jacqueline is correct. Teresa do play victim. Jacqueline, you play victim as well, too. So, I'm not on either one of their sides. Like, they both was petty for this whole thing. Do I feel like Jacqueline hit below the belt a little bit? Yeah, just a little bit by throwing that shit up in her face like that. Because Jacqueline, you were wrong when you was at her house a few years ago when you brought up the shit about the shit. It wasn't the fact that she brought it up. It was the accusatory tone that she brought it up, and not it didn't seem like she was coming from a place where a friend is being concerned about another friend. It was like, girl, did you really do this? Like some gossip, and I'm finna accuse you of doing some shit, and I'm finna back away. Look at my girl. Okay. you know Woo, let me stop playing. Let me stop playing. But it just didn't come from it for me when I first saw it. It just felt like very accusatory, and it wasn't coming from a place where she's trying to get some understanding so that she can help her friend out and defend her friend. It was coming from a place where she's trying to get the gossip and she's accusing her of this, and she already made it up in her mind that she was guilty or whatever without hearing her side of the story, and talking about her taking these pictures for the magazine. And Teresa is like, I didn't get paid for this, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. And Jacqueline, I guess, was thinking that she did. And Teresa was like, well, if you was a real friend, you wouldn't my real friends knew what it was. So basically she threw it out there and said, bitch, you weren't my real friend at that moment, which you were not, Jacqueline, because you don't question people that way, okay? It's a way that you question your friends, and it don't come off so accusatory the way that you did. You question her like she was a fucking stranger to you or whatever. So I understand why Teresa being pissed off, but Teresa, you do play victim, and I understand some of the parts where Jacqueline is coming from. So it's like I'm not really on either one side. I'm just listening to both arguments. Y'all both grown as hell, and y'all both petty still. Okay? You can't admit that you wrong, Jacqueline. Teresa, you damn sure can't admit when you wrong. And Jacqueline, like, I thought you said we wanted new beginnings. I thought you wanted new beginnings and stuff like that. And like, Teresa, you did bring up the past. You brought this shit up, okay? Because you talking about being attacked. You talking about shit that happened back in 2011 and all this stuff. And so, Jacqueline, being Jacqueline, did what Jacqueline does, okay? She went in a little bit. And, Teresa talking about my brother told me that I shouldn't, trust you or whatever and hang with you. And, Jacqueline like, well, Melissa told me this, or Joe told me I shouldn't fuck with you. And then Jacqueline took it a step further and went and called Joe on the phone to get who said what. I'm sitting here like, girl, you ain't need to do all that, okay? Y'all supposed to be having this get together, whatever. It should have been dropped. One of them should have just said, okay, fuck it, let's just drop it and let's just move on. But no, neither one could do that. They had to keep on going, and one had to prove the other one wrong and be the last voice and all that stuff. And that's where everything just really went wrong and fucked up at. These two, y'all let this friendship so-called shit trying to get back together, let it go. Let it the fuck go, because y'all not ready. Y'all really not ready. Y'all too damn petty. Y'all too damn bitter with each other. And this gonna be a relationship where y'all can't let the past go. You really can't move forward, okay? And I'm talking about both of them, okay? I'm not just gonna sit here and go in on Jacqueline. Teresa, you the same damn way. You are the same damn way. You can't let shit go. Jacqueline, you can't let shit go either, okay? Because you could have shut that shit down and been like, well, I'm not gonna talk about it, and if that's how you feel, whatever. I probably, that was the past, and let's move forward and on to some new things. But no, you have to keep on engaging into her stuff, all right? And next thing you know, girl, I don't know how it came up about some financial issues, but Teresa threw it out there that, hey, y'all got financial shit going on too. She said it in a way that I was like, all right, fine, they do got. She didn't go in depth and be like, Chris don't have his old job and he waiting for a return profit from a business that we didn't even think was gonna happen. This Blackwater stuff, who is just now turning a profit, and now he gotta have this snack company to do some other stuff, and y'all gotta downsize and do all this. No, Teresa didn't do all that. Jacqueline, on the other hand, Jacqueline came back and said, well, bitch, you had your own problems too. I'm not the one that filed false insurance fraud and all this stuff and this and that. Bitch just started listing all her list of charges, and I'm just sitting here like, damn, Jacqueline, this shit is done, okay? So you might as well just let that shit go. And Teresa said, Joe, let's get the fuck up out of here, and I'm over it, And I was just like, Chris and Joe just standing there looking like, the fuck happened? We was just out here chilling. Girl, Teresa and Jacqueline, y'all make for good drama, because next week you got Teresa telling Melissa this, Melissa telling Joe you shouldn't have got involved in it, okay, because the shit gonna backfire and come down on me, not you, but me. And I was like, that is true, because you know how Teresa do. But Melissa go over there trying to talk to Jacqueline. It seemed like she was trying to defend Teresa a little bit. Then Teresa over there talking to Melissa. I said, see how y'all putting this bitch up in the middle? Girl, so this is, I guess, how Jacqueline and Melissa might be getting into it. Child, y'all tell me how y'all felt about this episode. I'll see y'all later. Peace. Whose side you on, Teresa or Jacqueline? Or neither? Girl.